Nigga, if we had auditions, we wouldn't have nobody on the fucking show. Like, no.
It's this Adobe Audition.
Yes. Yes, sir. 2021. Not too much different from 2020. It's the same shit.
Spanish and English, right?
Casa is house.
Okay. Casa su casa. Okay.
Okay. Amigos is friend, a dude friend, right?
Okay.
So Casa Amigos is homeboy?
You goddamn right. You motherfucking right. Nigga,
Yeah.
Actually, to a T.
Yeah. Literally. That's it.
Y'all around here drinking a drink called homeboy or homeboys?
Yeah, man. Hey, this nigga motherfucking the actor. Whoever's drink
John
this is.
John Witherspoon.
This is not John Witherspoon's drink, but I think he would have a better catchphrase and name if it was. But at the same time, it's a lot of shit. Like, cause, all right, and I dig your interest, but my interest is maybe on a more serious note because I was sitting around thinking, smoking a blunt as I usually do in these occasions, and I was thinking about the fact that our parents used to tell us about being on their last nerve and things of that nature, but when you sit back and think about it, this nigga Genuine was trying to tell us in 2000 and fucking, what was that, 2? That's anxiety. This is a place that you don't want to be at, and our parents already was hit to it, and maybe that's what put us hit to the fact that anxiety existed, so that we can push it out to the world that it was a real life thing.
So you said Genuine was the first R&B artist?
You talking about so anxious?
Y'all, hey, Genuine was the first mental health advocate. I swear to God. Hey, he was doing things way ahead of his time. Genuine.
All right.
This nigga made differences.
All right, man. Well,
I can respect it.
well, let's do the introduction. Go ahead, you first.
But yeah, hey, my name is J Focuz, aka, let's see, I am your auntie's first call, typically. Secondly, I am the BBW Slayer, J Focuz. I'm taking big bitches down. If you like it, I love it.
It's crazy.
And I am Ecstasy, a.k.a. Bones, a.k.a. your auntie's confidant, a.k.a. just kicked your uncle out the crib and I'm your uncle. And this is the Wake and Bake Podcast.
Maybach music.
Larry Hoover dove off the mountaintop and turned into a golden eagle. It's time for us to come together as one gang, one nation. Kilograms were the key to my success. I apologize being so discreet with my connection. Lamborghinis were figments of my imagination. Whoever figured the figures this figure would be making. Plenty cream, my women pose like figurines. Whips weaving through traffic, the triple black centipedes. Please let a nigga breathe. Dilated pupils are the seeds of a nigga's greed. With 20 G's in my denim jeans. If she fucking is she lucky just to get some Chuck E. Cheese. I bust my nut and holler like it's rooted in my vein.
Cardi for a while. Nowadays, biting nigga style is a nigga style. Niggas wildin'. They don't want to smoke, they just throwing in the towel. Niggas style, got my money power, what you mean? Black guys challenge outside and it clean. Big booty ball headed baby, yeah, that's me. Cops put me over, said the car smell like weed, nigga. I don't even smoke, bitch. Tell me what you mean. These cops crazy as fuck. If your cash up in your bio, bitch, you lazy as fuck. Say your pussy that you cannot even pay me the fuck. I would give you all that some game if they don't pay me.
That's the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't want to go too crazy on that one because, you know, this is still the introduction. Like, we ain't even gotten to, like, who's here, what we're doing, what everything's about. But y'all know what y'all came here for, though, at the end of the day, man. This is the Wake and Bake Podcast. We here to talk some shit. That song was from an artist that maybe you know, maybe you don't. And if you don't, we here to introduce. And I want to kind of let him introduce himself. I met this young man at on a website. It was uptowns.net.
Yo, that sounds wild.
It sounds a little
Sounds crazy.
I'll figure it all out.
back in that time, it was completely.
Right. Yes. Because it was the forum days. Just listen to us for a sec. It was the forum days. People kind of who had similar interests came together and they talked about shit that they had the similar interests about. That thing was fucking sneakers. This guy, as far as I'm concerned, is an avid sneakerhead. Somebody that can kind of tell us a thing or two. See, look, that was my fault. We gonna talk. But hey, Saj, what's going on, man?
I am Soji, aka SojiGotIt. I'm outside, I'm about mine. You play with it, Glock 9. Let's go.
All right, so question.
Mm-hmm.
So in your song, you said you don't wear Gucci because it don't fit. So when you go shopping, what's your style? What you be picking up?
It's crazy. I feel like I used to have a style until I started realizing that the shit I really want don't come in my fucking size. So then I just started going for like that clean look. You feel me? And then with clean comes, okay, what's comfortable as well, right? So then I started going for, you know, those brands where you don't necessarily know what the fuck it is because it ain't logos everywhere. But you know you look clean in it.
Right.
I started going for shit like that. I just want a clean ass look. And then on top of that, throw some jewelry on top. You feel me?
Okay.
And I wanted to get to the point where niggas think I'm either like a drug dealer or a fucking security guard.
And that's crazy. We were just having a conversation about that. What you said about the drug dealers, like black people when we get money, it's like that hood, the look of how the hood looks. We always want to go for that look when we get a little something. The jewelry, like I was behind a dude in traffic one day. He had a sweet ass drug dealer ride. It was like a Murata or something. That bitch was clean, but he had the gangster lean and everything. But he had the handicap motherfucking which you call like, oh, you got this shit off your Social Security. Okay, I see what you doing. You know what I mean? But I see you though. But that's just something we do. You know what I mean?
And that's what's crazy because I was sitting around thinking about the song too. And I was thinking about the fact that you said, hold on, wait a minute, time out. You gotta stay consistent for the team. But do they feel the same about you because you ain't released a motherfucking project in a year? You gotta drop a bomb on that.
Who that nigga said? What, nigga? What team, nigga? I know them niggas mad at you, cuz. You ain't got a ring and God knows how long.
Man, hey, we need a new project. What's up?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly what the fuck happened, right?
Okay.
So, if you was following any part of my journey as far as 2020 goes, right? In February of 2020, I decided to quit my job at AT&T, right?
Okay.
So I'm at AT&T. I'm like, this ain't it no more. I done seen 3 niggas 3 weeks in a row telling me like, hey, nigga, you supposed to be in LA somewhere recording. What the fuck is you doing? And I'm like, okay, guy, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? So I got the fuck on, right? I had this camera. I'm like, I'm about to get this camera. I'm about to shoot these videos. In the meantime, I'm about to put everything behind me. I'm finna be a rapper for real. Y'all niggas got me fucked up. Y'all been had me fucked up. I'm out here, right?
Oh.
And then a month later, the pandemic started.
Woo!
You feel me? So, not only was niggas not outside no more, as I just said, I'm outside, I'm about mine, you play with it, Glock 9. Niggas wasn't even shooting videos no more.
Everything.
You feel me? The only time it picked up is once niggas started scamming and niggas like, hey, I need 18,000 videos.
People started moving around.
You feel me?
Hold on. I'm looking at the categories right here. We're gonna have to skip because you got this fucking shit on here.
We can.
I'm already here, bro. Maxwell or Kim?
Yup.
Are you kidding? Is this you kidding me?
He might be.
I might be.
I have my answer.
What's your answer, bro? Where you going?
My answer is Kim.
Let's
Here, I'm gonna break it down for you.
Go.
No. You would think that, but no. When we were kids, of course it was Maxwell.
Yeah, that's
But,
teenagers.
let me finish. That's what I mean by kids. In our adolescence, it was Maxwell. Nigga had his shirt off. The nigga was singing a woman's worth, all that shit. It was Maxwell. As I got older and I started being around older people more and seeing them throw that nigga Kim into their rotation, I'm like, damn, he got hits.
He do. He definitely got them joints.
And when you think about what you hear now when they play their records, If you only hearing Kim, you're not hearing Maxwell. That's why I'm gonna go with Kim. It used to be Maxwell, but as I got older, it became Kim.
Go!
As a Detroiter, it's definitely Kim. As a Detroiter.
Oh no! How about as you,
Right.
motherfucker?
If I'm being unbiased, bro, it's
Let's
Maxwell. By
See?
he appealed to a way broader audience. He
I
has
agree.
more hits.
I could agree.
He has more longevity. He's more artistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not artistic, like artsy. You know what I mean? I
Right.
think that's what make Maxwell. Like, he started that whole soul. He was in the Soul Aquarians, wasn't he? With like Erykah Badu and all them. Wasn't Maxwell in there?
Was he?
Or was he like a branch of them?
I
or
was about to
something
say,
like that? Or,
if he wasn't, he was a branch for sure.
you know what I'm saying? So,
He was the niggas with the afros and the cocoa butters.
you know what I'm saying? Make my
I
own soul.
call it cocoa butter music.
You
feel me?
Music is a great description.
You know what I'm
He made a
saying?
whole album about cheating on a woman, and that joke was fire. Like, let's go.
It's a masterpiece. Well, it's close to a masterpiece. Who knows?
Who
Maybe
knows?
we can do that on one of the
Episode, we got to.
Is it a classic?
We got
Tune
to.
in, folks. But so yeah, I mean, and so I guess just my overall is, come on, bro. I'm not even gonna be biased. Maxwell has longer living classical type music because it was playing in the background right now. He dropped in 2001. We all know that. I mean, and prior to, this is, what was this, 98? So this is the remaster we listening to. So at the end of the day, the artist that came right behind him who didn't pull a motherfucking Erykah Badu, who didn't pull a motherfucking Lauryn Hill and just a fucking peer off the motherfucking streets and the motherfucking scene for X amount of time, was guess who? Motherfucking Kim. Back to back to back to back to back, giving you joints. He didn't stop. This nigga was homeless and was hungry. This nigga was literally the definition of homeless and hungry. Like, niggas be like, yo, I was homeless trying to get it out here. Nigga, you have friends that got mansions. Nigga, you weren't really homeless like that. Like, what are you talking about? So, you know, it's just a different type of story. The whole evolution and the whole trajectory that was Kim was a different thing. And I don't think Maxwell fans would be able to appreciate it like yourself. But it is what it is. Hopefully you have a different take on it after this. Maybe you can go back and people listening can go back and kind of have a different appreciation.
Everybody waited on Maxwell for like 7 years, bro. He was one of those people. He like disappeared for like 7 years and then dropped some fire. Like, what the heck?
This nigga was somewhere walking around with his shoes off.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? Nigga not even in the booth.
So that's my whole point. Like, so what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm here to argue with you niggas. Like, I'm not even like the type to let you comment and then y'all like talk to each other. I'm gonna talk to you. And it's gonna be a blast for me. So have your opinions ready. I'm treating you like you here on the pod. I agree with Soji right now. So I'm not gonna fucking argue. It's no point. We was on the same page. I disagree with Bones. You seen what it was. I kind of got my little. So there it is. You wilding on camera, but it's cool. It's cool because this is the Wake Make podcast. We get fucked up here in different ways, I guess. But so where y'all want to go from there? You just took it somewhere else.
Yeah, because that junk was just like eye popping to me. Like, what are y'all talking about? Let's see what you got on here. You talking about the best social platforms ever, man? Come on.
Now you want to knock that out, or
Yeah, we can knock it out real quick. Cause that'll be it's easy, bro.
all right? So check this out. So social media platforms over the ages have evolved and transformed into different things such as Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, just to name a few of the more recent technological advances in the way that we interact with each other socially. Now, however, we also have the prior arm of everything that we currently know, which is, to me, my choices for the top 3 social media platforms. Guess what? Crushbot, MySpace, Black Planet. Let's go.
I ain't mad at it.
What you got? And, okay, matter of fact, and I'll even give you why. Fuck it. So, the reason why, no ads, all vibes, HTML. Fuck you mean?
That's when niggas start fucking with script for the first time.
Never knew.
You feel me?
Never knew. What you got?
Tender.
Let's go. Hey, hold on, wait.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Dog.
You obviously got a full clip. God damn.
Clearly.
Yes.
What you got? Come on.
You got a place that all the women, you can funnel all the women. And all the women.
And they're in abundance, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
But now here's the thing. Now, for people that were of age at the time, this is what these platforms were. That's why you missed out. See, look, now, I'm not sure if I can start like a...
That was like the first, like the prototype Instagram, right?
No pictures. There were no, it was the prototype MySpace. Everything was the prototype MySpace, and then MySpace came. That was the evolution of everything before it, and then Facebook was the evolution of everything kind of after it. So that's just social, though. Like, what do you guys think? Is it like, do you got like a particular thought?
Only social programs ever made money off of Instagram, so it gotta be number one for your book. I done got hoes off Instagram, I done got money off Instagram. So
Can't even be mad.
can't nothing
Same.
be above that for me.
Same.
That allows me to get my music off, my videos off, for whatever the fuck I need to get off, I can get that shit off on the ground.
And see, and now we all are talking, and maybe you took it there. I think we kind of were talking more from a place of being a consumer. Somebody that typically just wanted to use the platform for the sake of it.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I kind of go back to childhood, because it's like, I didn't want to do that until.
I was an
Since then.
awkward ass young nigga.
Fair enough.
So for me, MySpace was it to a degree. Once I moved and went to college, and I ain't know no fucking body. What the fuck was MySpace gonna do for me? I didn't know none of these hoes. I was supposed to hit them up like, hey, you cute. You wanna come to my dorm? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit was weird.
Yeah.
Crushbot, it still wasn't no. Where I was in college, it barely was black
The
women.
capabilities of it was different.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
And I think that's the difference, is because I was in the burbs maneuvering when that, and I think those were the areas where some of them platforms, like Black Planet, was more like urban area. I hate using that word, it sounds disgusting, but it was what it was. And I think all of the rest of the platforms were more suburban area based. And so with let's pod. With all of the schools in the Detroit area, as far as the high schools and a lot of the middle schools and even some of the elementary schools closing down, a lot of the people kind of had a migration to the burbs. Therefore, we kind of were exposed to a little bit more, a little bit faster in the immediate area. And so, like, we were going to to high school with people, and they came to school rocking BMF shirts and shit. And we like, what's going on? Like, nobody really kind of understood, but eventually, BMF season 1, they gotta pay us to say out now, but I'm gonna say it. But that is what it is. So everything kind of comes full circle, I guess. And you got something to kind of leave on it before we get up out of here? At least this topic.
For this topic here,
Yeah, let's get up out of here.
whatever happened to the CTE, the corporate thug artist, Blood Raw? Like, he dropped a fire ass mixtape,
Wait.
and then like,
Was that the one that used to be like, oh man?
yes,
That nigga
That- man.
ass fucking ad-lib.
That was my nigga.
dog.
Oh man. Like that
He
nigga.
dropped some fire, bro. Like, what happened to him, bro? I was expecting some more fire.
Jeezy, nigga.
Yeah,
fuck?
and look, because that's probably the same thing that happened when we spoke about, my bad,
Like the East Side Boys.
the whole situation with, in a prior episode, you might not have heard it, maybe you can double back, maybe not, I'll try to sum it up. In a prior episode, we spoke about how Jeezy came and he acquired acts like Doughboy's Cash Out, YG, Freddie Gibbs, and who else was in that same kind of like.
Somebody else.
Right, but at the same time, it was kind of like a competition between who's gonna have the most successful single. And YG ended up taking the cake, and I think maybe something like that could have happened within the crew. It was kind of like, all right, somebody better do 100,000 or everybody's getting dropped. Who knows? I don't fucking know. Let me know in the comments if you think that's close to what probably could have possibly maybe sort of kind of maybe sort of maybe happened. I don't know. I'm just a nigga that smoke weed and think about shit like that. So
I think they was older.
that might have been an issue, but it don't seem like it because they all were like the same age. Like Slick Pulla and Blood Raw seemed like they were the same age, and Jeezy, they seemed like they were the same age as Jeezy.
But they weren't making music.
Blood Raw did though. He dropped some fire.
I agree, but Blood Raw also looked like how he looked.
Yeah,
Alright,
that
you
big
feel me?
ass fucking beard didn't help. Like it was.
He looked like
all the
a
way out.
coach.
Yeah,
feel
definitely
me?
fucking softball.
You feel
this
me?
nigga's coach softball.
Bro,
He looked.
he was a coach.
He was.
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
I made a joke and that
He
shit was
was a-
real.
He a coach for the Trap Hawks.
How did I not know that was coming? Nigga said the trap.
I wasn't even ready for it.
Trapaholics.
I wasn't even.
Right.
I wasn't even ready for that.
I'm glad you thought that. But hey, let's keep it moving. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. I'ma talk my shit. Y'all already know how I do. If you watch the full-length episodes, I say this shit almost every 10 minutes because that's part of the whole program.
These are just pothead theories.
And it's just,
It's just pothead.
niggas in a fucking room getting high talking shit. We don't mean nothing. But if it turns out to be true,
It ain't my fault.
it ain't my don't. I wish I had the fucking song to cue. But anyway, so we already talked our shit about Maxwell and Kim, best social platform. But I also want to know, just kind of briefly, we can go through it. Do you think, Saj, that albums kind of matter as much as they've done before? Now, my reasoning for the question is because it seems like a lot of the artists that have been dropping lately have been accustomed to dropping within the standards and the parameters of the microwave era, which is kind of saying, hey, give us another album in fucking 4 months. Fuck a year. Like, you gotta give us more music faster and better. And it's almost like we don't even pay attention to the albums more than enough time because the next album's coming out.
I feel like it depends on what kind of artist you are in general, right? Because, like, for instance, when it comes to, like, a Lil Baby, right? We expect Lil Baby to drop, even if he don't got an album out, we expect him to either drop some in-between shit or just be on everybody's records throughout the year, right? But fucking Jay-Z or fucking Kendrick Lamar, them niggas ain't dropped in years. And we know why. And we not sitting here like trying to forget them because they ain't dropped shit in a while, because they are different type of artists. So I really feel like, I don't feel like they have died. I just feel like there's a lot more of that genre of music that people don't care about albums about. And those people that are in that genre as far as artists goes, they doing a lot of single deals. You feel me? They getting money off these tracks that they just shooting little $300 videos too.
Let me go do a whole tour.
You know what I'm saying? Off these random ass songs I just put out this year. You know what I'm saying? So
Which is cool.
It's cool. Get your money. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like because of that, like people feel, and it's a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that is what fuels the playlisting culture that's been created?
Yeah, but then on top, hold on, you gotta remember too. And then like how it was back in the day, niggas used to have to go to the studio to put out albums. Niggas used to have to do that. Niggas used to have to get in the studio with producers. Niggas ain't gotta do that no more. Niggas got their own setups. Niggas got SoundClouds. Niggas got Spotify's. Niggas got DistroKid. You feel me? Niggas putting out their own shit when they fucking feel like it. So niggas don't have to wait. Niggas don't gotta wait for nobody to put out an album.
And don't have to spend 3 bands for a session to not do work for.
You feel me?
2 hours of it.
You feel me?
It's
They ain't
only
got-
a 4-hour session.
A nigga can sit in his drawers all day and put out 10 bangers.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Slap.
I think that I agree with what you're saying. Like, it depends on what type of artist you are, but I do think that albums still matter. Cause say one of those single artists do give us a fire album. I can go all the way back to the Motown days. Motown was known for we about to put out some fire singles, even if we got to redo it. But guess what? If Stevie Wonder be like, I want my masters and I want to do all my production, and he come out with a fire album and it's not about a single, it kind of feel and look different. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And so, but that's why that's where it gets different, because now it's not the same. Because once again, you don't have to be signed to a Motown to make that music.
If Lil Baby give us a TM101, where does that place him amongst his peers and maybe even people that came before him, like with the Drakes and stuff? If he dropped a TM101, his last album, what, My Turn, that was fire, yes. But what if he dropped a clip where we like, nah, this junk is like he outdid himself, like he tried to reach for something else. You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying shit and it was good. You know what I mean? Then it's like, you was a single artist before,
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
What do you say?
So that's why I think albums still do matter, even though this working this system with all these 20 songs and we only gonna listen to 2. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get why like that shit, the whole 20 song album shit. I don't get why niggas do that. It's statistically, there's no way your shit could be fire. 20 fucking songs on there. It's
like
no
being
way
in the NBA and you taking 20 shots.
your hit ratio gonna be so low. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell niggas all the time, like niggas be trying to do these 18 song joints, like my nigga. Do like 14 at the most.
Pick 11. Pick 11.
You feel me?
And go hard on that.
And the joints that you didn't pick for that joint, put out once the fire died down from this project.
Right.
For the in between, for your next one.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yep.
But niggas want to throw 18, 20?
You giving them juice,
Who do you think
dog.
you are? First of all, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are dropping 20 songs and thinking...
If somebody's gonna listen to it, the
all
average
of them,
consumer.
all of them.
Average consumer,
Like, you know
right?
how much time that is?
You know, you know what I'm saying?
You can put out 3 EPs, and that's almost all the year. You've kind of covered.
You feel me?
ground.
You feel me? I don't get niggas, but man,
Yeah, man.
get your money.
I'm with it, man. What y'all think out there? Are the albums dying due to the playlisting? Is it a problem? Is it plaguing classics? Because people like to bring up classics, but at the end of the day, if we in the fucking playlisting type of platform community and an era, then we can't get a classic album from people who thrive in that kind of community. So let me know in the comments. Exactly.
I was bad they did that. I knew they was gonna do that to Megan too. You know what I'm saying? Like microwave her music. It was like with Tina Snow and all that junk was out. I was like, all right, she got a lot of potential. Then they kind of started trying to speed up her process. It was like, nah, y'all gotta relax. Like she had a song with Nicki Minaj and like JT. That song didn't pop.
Yeah.
It was not a hot girl summer for that song. You know what I'm saying? So it was like y'all trying to speed her process up. Y'all gotta relax.
She had a joint with Kalani that I don't understand why they didn't make a single.
You know what I'm saying? It's junk like that. It's like y'all trying to microwave her. You drop an EP with what's the song she redid with Tupac. Soon as that song started popping, y'all put it on the EP and then drop that. No, that was supposed to be on the album.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Along with the Beyonce song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Y'all gotta
Yeah.
relax. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas gotta relax, dog. They ain't trying to do that shit.
Big facts, man. Money to be made. Especially during COVID. Nobody knew what was going to happen. It was a lot going on. And so that's why, you know, we on nigga Big Side over here and shit. We gonna talk a little bit of shit, man. Do a little bit of something. Because recently, not a lot of new music came out. Like, all right, I can pull up what kind of dropped. If you've been listening to shit, because maybe you've been over there cooking. You know, maybe you ain't been really too hip to what's happening out there in the streets, but maybe you've heard a few of the like little new releases that Spotify says we should know about.
Only thing I had, you probably show me some shit I had.
And it's just this little shit. And I haven't heard Kodak shit either.
Earth Gang, everybody was raving about that. It's supposed to be a phenomenal album. So,
Wait, that Flo Milli, that's the song or project?
So maybe it might be a song. Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, yeah, I ain't heard her either.
Yeah. And so it's a lot of shit
Nigga,
that
that's
came out, but not really.
Vince Staples got a bust.
But Nail Tech, what about Nail Tech?
The first verse on Nail Tech, crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, I mean, the song crazy, but the first verse, he cutting into niggas so crazy without even really cutting into niggas. Like, he just really speaking facts.
Yep.
Like, I've been watching y'all boys from the sidelines, and y'all ain't doing it.
Nothing.
At all.
Yeah.
Y'all really ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning up.
Yeah. And
Y'all letting white boy clean up.
I'm so glad you brought it up because
We was talking
last
about him last
episode,
episode.
Word.
he popped that up at the top.
Yeah, we was talking about him last episode, talking about like what does he have to do next to take that next step. And it's like to be amongst his white peers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I feel like he ain't even amongst white peers no more at this point.
Go!
This black fan base so big, bro. The hoes love this nigga.
Yeah.
in order for him to sustain the run he having, we have to know who he is.
Yeah,
he just
agree.
can rap good.
Establishing an identity.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that is, can we
That's like
just,
the Corday problem.
as hip hop niggas in a room, right? Can we say that that's his problem?
I don't know if it's quite as deep as Corday's problem, because Corday's problem, I feel like, is way worse than Jack Harlow.
Come on, man.
Jack Harlow, you can see.
They both from the.
Look. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. With Jack Harlow, you can literally go on the line and see this nigga's progress. From when he was a little kid that looked crazy rapping how he rapping, but he doing it. Being with his boys, they all looking awkward in the video, all of that shit. To his first mixtapes he started putting out. You could go back on Spotify, listen to the motherfucker. You could hear when he started getting hard for real. You could hear all of that shit. With Corday, he got in with the YBN niggas. He stuck out like a sore thumb then. Then he left from them niggas. He put out his first joint. Niggas was like, damn, that's crazy. And then he dropped off the face of the earth, got with old girl. Now that he came back, niggas ain't fucking with it no more.
So that's my whole thing. So is it just sophomore jinx? Could it just be a bad case? Next album, that's his last throwaway, because you only get one.
Right.
And
Depending on who you are.
exactly, depending on who you are. So Kanye.
Drake.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Y'all got 100% right. That was 100% right. I ain't even mad at
Come
it.
on, we gonna forgive Drake for that COD. Come on, man.
I'm not even mad at
This
you.
next one better be.
Listen, I'm not even mad at what. I'm mad y'all proved me wrong so quick.
And we forgive that fucking playlist. Whatever you want to call it, it didn't stay. It came, it went, we left. It's as simple as that. Like, nobody's listening to anything off More Life. Like, point me to the kickback where they bumping it. I'll avoid it. I'll avoid Passion Fruit.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
We gonna forgive Kanye for the Jesus is King and the Ye project. We gonna forgive you.
And I give him a little bit more credit than most people give him for Ye. Most people discount Kanye at Yeezus. That's the average fan, like the average listener who don't really fuck with this nigga. They say that that's one of his bad albums. But I don't agree. We don't agree here at the Wake Back. We don't. 100%. Especially once you live with it, you seen what he did to release it. Like, it was brilliant.
Definitely one of the things where the appreciation might not come immediately, for sure. But it's gonna come, for sure.
1000%, man. So, hey, what do y'all think out there? What is really the death of albums? Did it happen? Maybe we just tripping. I'm just tripping. I'm gonna say we, because we all here, but it's me. I came up with this idea. Some people don't think it's a thing, but I do. Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna cuss you out whether or not you like it. Yeah, it's that kind of relationship. I fuck with y'all that kind of way, bro. This is what we do here at the Wake and Bake Podcast. But I did want to ask y'all real quick, since it's not too much new music we can dive into, what y'all overall thoughts was real quick about Genius, the documentary, the first 2 episodes so far, and then maybe we predict where it's about to go for the 3rd episode. That way when we drop the clip, the algorithm go crazy. But anyway.
I think that it was you know the song, the last song, College Dropout. What's the name of that song?
Last call.
Last Call. It was like watching that. You know what I'm saying? In a long form. So, Kanye West need a biopic, man. He needs a biopic.
It's not big news. I shouldn't have done that. I should have dropped the bomb, but
Yeah, he needs a biopic. That's watching all this and stuff, man. He need a biopic.
To be honest, like when I watched it, first of all, I love it. Just to say that off the bat, I love it. But I realized I resonated a lot more with Kanye than I thought I did before.
goddamn right.
Because like as a producer / artist who got pigeonholed into being just a producer, a lot of people around him, the conversation that he had in the second episode with Big Face Gary about being the hottest producer / rapper there is, and him trying to say, no, I'm the hottest rapper there is. Like, fuck the / producer shit. Ain't nobody finna check me on either side. That I'm a rapper first and foremost. And that nigga Big Gary was not trying to hear that shit. And that conversation right there is literally a conversation I've been trying to have with my manager for like the past 4 years. Nigga, I got emotional watching that shit because I feel that shit. I feel that shit. And what he's doing, what Kanye's doing now, I mean, what he did in that episode where he had to put his money where his mouth is, pay that 30 bands to get that video out, all of that shit, is what I'm having to do now. I gotta pay for all my videos because the shit ain't, the niggas not in my corner like I need them to be. You feel me? So I gotta put my money where my mouth is and do it myself. So for me, it's like, I'm getting so invigorated watching this shit, you know what I'm saying? The way his mom spoke life into him is the same way my mom spoke life into me, because, you know, I'm Nigerian, so if you know anything about Nigerian dads or Nigerian moms, the dads is no nonsense ass niggas. You feel me? They real old school, do work, be a doctor or a lawyer. Why the fuck you? What is this music? You know what I'm saying? They real strict when it come to that. So my pops wasn't always in my corner when it comes to this music, but my mom's. Nigga, what Donda was for Ye was what my mom is for me. You know what I'm saying? So this shit, I love this shit. I love watching it. It's inspiring me. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting emotional watching this shit. I just hate the fact that at some point in this shit, his mom's gonna leave, and I know it's coming.
Tragic fucking end to something, and we all know the story. Like, it's kind of like, you know, sitting there watching Bel Air, knowing that this nigga is eventually gonna be in a room and be miserable as fuck, leaving that room, going off, doing what he has to do. Like, it's a whole lot of shit, like, in the ethos and in the whole stratosphere of what they call it, the zeitgeist. It's a whole lot of shit going on in the zeitgeist that it's just so perfect timing. It's kind of almost right. And just real quick, do you got any just thoughts on Bel Air so far? I think we on episode 4.
I feel like Bel Air, as long as you could just let go of the old Bel Air when you watch this, it's a good show. But if you don't let go, you just gonna be, man, I can't do this shit, dog. This nigga Carlton a bitch. He doing coke. Why they make Ashley gay? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be so many things you got a problem with instead of just watching the show. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas can't do that, and that's something I had to learn how to do. Yeah. Especially getting into like cinematography and shit. I had to learn how to just watch movies, not sit there and judge it the whole time, not look for plot holes, not poke fun at the shit the whole time. Just watch it, take it for what it is, and that's it. You take it for what it is, it's a good ass show. Oh, yeah, that's how I feel.
You got anything?
I'm higher than giraffe pussy.
All right. So, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. I'm here, ready to argue, because that's just part of the job. If you want to talk about it, let's do it. Otherwise, stay the fuck up out of there, because it's going to be a war zone. Goddamn right. So,
You want to get into I know what they came here for.
you fucking know. You goddamn right, too. Is it a classic?
Okay.
Before we get into it, every time we bring somebody on, I gotta let them know this thing that we do here. So, my mom's like an encyclopedia for all this music shit, R&B, hip hop, rock, all that shit.
Okay.
As we go through albums, I'm not gonna look at it and I'm gonna tell you how much it sold. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm gonna see how accurate I am off my brain, not looking at it.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and just real quick give an example for anybody that's brand new showing up to the WNBP podcast. I'm J Focuz. Bones is gonna give us a sort of accurate prediction, close to probably accurately, almost on point. So we did on episode 49, Future Sex Love Sounds, Justin Timberlake. That album, he guessed it was, what was it, 740?
Yeah, I think I said 740.
And it ended up 680. So very close, just from kind of being familiar with the music and keeping up with it, and that's his whole thing. Hopefully he's more on point, because we got a whole bunch of these bitches. We ain't did a discography in a second, but we gonna try our best to smooth our way through this. So shout out to everybody that's here for the first time. So we gonna go ahead and open this up for the first one. Do you want to go? Do you want to do? Okay, well.
Yeah, sideline story. We only do albums, and we gonna figure out today if J. Cole has a classic album. And if he does, how many classic albums does he have? So the first album you said is the sideline story. What was that? 2012.
Yeah, most of the singles started coming out in 2011.
And the first singles was. Go ahead.
First singles include Work Out, Can't Get Enough, Mr. Nice Watch, which I don't remember ever hearing on the radio in Michigan, but whatever the fuck. And Nobody's Perfect. And that came out in February 7th, 2012, according to Wikipedia, which is the source of all information.
This album sold 258,000 copies the first week.
All right. Where are we gonna find it? It's probably gonna be at the top. If it ain't, we move down. We're at 218, but we're on the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't his. I think everybody sort of knew that this wasn't what we expected from Cole on his first go round.
And I think that this was around the time we really started getting more prep to pro rappers. You know what I'm saying? So, because even if you look like Drake, Big Sean, everybody's first album was kind of like, yo, rookie season, for real. We was really comparing it to your rookie season. We weren't doing that before. So, it's kind of fits because it's a sideline story. Kind of fit.
But yeah, I mean, so it's a whole lot going on here, and we can kind of run through the actual track list briefly, just see what's really happening, because he did immediately kind of have Dollar in the Dream 3, wait, is that the second one? No, that's the third one, because that's the second one was on the first mixtape. So this project, it was a letdown from the first track. It's like, you can't do this so fast. Like, I understand that it was something that made you what you were, but don't give me the first track that's pretty much the intro, because the intro wasn't really an intro. The part 3 of the song that we loved you from, like, that's low-hanging fruit as it gets. Like, you can't do that. I don't think it's really later, but it's not something that you should do at the start. So I wasn't really happy when I started this album. What y'all got?
He had a track. He was coming off the heat from the track with Jay-Z on Blueprint 3. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, yo, who's this? You know what I'm saying? And then you get another track with Jay-Z, and it's like, yo, Mr. Nice, Mr. Nice, watch you get kicked off the song. Like, come on, man, what's going on? Like, this album, I wasn't in at all, like, for real. Like, but you knew J. Cole had a lot of potential, so you gave this a pass. You know what I'm saying? Especially being like college age around this time. You know what I'm saying? So you kind
especially since he gave us the joint right before. So
right.
It's like we knew what he was capable of, but the label shit is what made him give us this. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't tripping off it, but none of us was fucking with this for real.
Yeah. So
That's
What
real.
you give it out of? What you give it out of a 5?
I'm not even gonna rate it. I'm not even gonna hold you up because I didn't listen to it enough to rate it. I'm not even gonna give it a rating.
that is 2.
Sound about right.
Man, some of these singles was hot, bro.
I agree.
So I'm gonna give it a 2.8. Almost.
The In the Morning joint, nigga, I was like, oh, I'm finna fuck some hoes off this.
You know what I'm saying?
But we all knew if you was fucking with them, it was recycled. We knew. That's like the early equivalent of people doing like freestyles on Hot 97 of their verse from their album. Eventually, niggas had to stop doing that. Like, it was just something that was in the early stages of doing. He tried to make it look fly. A lot of people did, but at the end of the day, come on, man. Like, it's LeBron James executive producing 2 Chainz' album and shit. Like, it's like whatever the fuck you want to say, sure. So, is what it is. Let us know. Is this a fucking classic? Because I don't think it is. It's a motherfucking 2.5. Best. Yeah, we averaging out to about 2.68. Let us know in the comments if we right or wrong. We doing this on the fly. But
Pothead theories.
yeah, and it's not even a theory. We just guessing. So, next album, Born Sinner. God
I
damn.
actually went to this concert.
Okay, tell us about it.
Wale was there. I actually and Boss opened up for them, and that's when I started listening to Boss. From that point on, like, yo, he's tight. You know what I mean? This white dude kept he spilled a beer on me, trying to ask me, can he smoke some weed? You know, get your bitch ass on.
Hey, look, I don't know who needs to hear this shit, dog, but hey, you can smoke at concerts. Like, just do it. Like, you might have to like hold the blunt down or something every time the security come around if nobody else is. But if the concert's big enough, just light that shit up, man.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
this is a Dale concert or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You might be in trouble then, they might put you out. But if you're at the 85 South show, blow. Like, smoke your weed, cuz. Like, what are you doing?
Man, 235,000 copies first week. No, 238 because this came out the same week. Wale and Kanye came out with Yuhs. And what was
Damn, that was the same week.
Yep. And he wanted to do that. He wanted to feel like I'm a big dog, so I'm gonna go against Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what'd you say?
238.
297.
Damn.
So you almost there.
Because you switched it. No, I said 238.
Oh shit. Hey, and I'm gonna run that back. Cause y'all gonna see. I'll run it back when I do the edits. But and I'll make sure I cut that out and tag you in it as like a promo clip. But yeah, so Born Sinner, man, amazing project. Came out in 2013. Singles include Power Trip, Crooked Smile. Again,
Forbidden Fruit was not
Forbidden Fruit
I never heard that.
wasn't a fucking single.
I don't mean it wasn't a single. So a single, and this is something I had to learn dealing with these fucking labels. A single is anything that they put specific money behind. Whether that's marketing, a video, a visual, whatever the fuck it is, whether they trying to get it in movies, all of that shit. If the album decides, besides this album, we're also gonna put some money behind this specific song, it's a fucking single. That's it. It don't matter if you heard that motherfucker on the radio. It's so many singles that were singles that I didn't know were singles.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
But
We come every episode. We
You feel
do
me?
the same shit. It's like, this wasn't no fucking single.
right. But it was, nigga. That if they put money behind that bitch, it was a single.
Right. Yeah, I mean, hey, we are pretty much in what is the equivalent, at least in the years of when music first started until maybe the 90s. We were a music desert. We got everything last. Nobody said, yo, you know where we need to be popping at? Detroit is lit out there. Like, nobody fucking ever said that in music history. And unless you were fucking with Motown. Unless. And that was very special.
You had to be fucking specifically with Motown.
That was a, yes.
Motown and the niggas around. No, it was Motown. You
Goddamn right.
Or with Motown or affiliated.
All right, man. Shameless plug. Hey, build that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame section in Inkster for the Marvelettes, because they was from the motherfucking town. Shout out to motherfucking Inkster, dog. We had some fucking legendary shit happen there. Malcolm X, all type of shit, man. So shout out to the town, bro. I fuck with y'all.
Go back to the album. So this album, for me, I hold it close to my heart because I went to the concert. You know what I mean? I seen the whole setup and everything. He definitely took a jump. I think this is what we was expecting his first album to be. It was one of those type things. A couple of these songs, I can do without. You know what I mean? But I love storylines when it comes to artists, for real. So it's like this was a part of the storyline. So for this album, I'm definitely giving it a 5.
Beats crazy.
Not good enough. And so I'll go ahead and jump in a little bit because, I mean, it was a lot of shit that we were expecting. This was one of the harder intros. This was the intro that I wanted from the first album, definitely with Illuminati. And then just to go further into it, Land of the Snakes and shit like that, like fire versus fire joints. But at the end of the day, we got the Kendrick feature and we got a fucking hook. Cop out. Who was afraid? Let me know in the comments. I'm ready to argue with you niggas. Anyway.
So who was it then? Who was afraid?
I don't know, man. It looks like Kendrick was just like, yo, this is what I got. I recorded a verse. Top Dog said don't send it. I didn't. And I gave you a hook instead of the verse that I gave you. Boom. That's what you wanted. A feature. I gave it to you. So, moving forward, it was a bunch of different shit on here that I really was fucking with. But at the end of the day, this was the imperfect sale of fucking Cole albums. Like, this shit wasn't all the way what it was supposed to be. However, it was very near and dear to what Cole fans really take and appreciate from Cole. Yes, right before the white skin. Oh, that's another episode of the Wake and Bake podcast featuring Dr. Umar and shit.
What you give it?
And you said 4?
So yeah, no. And so I do have to give it. I have to give it a 4.25. I'm being weird. Yes. And so I have to give it a 4.25. It was good. The singles did what they were supposed to do. Let Nas down. He did a lot of shit here. It just wasn't enough in the culture for people to really remember it and rock with it like that. On the time base. Because nobody's banging fucking Power Trip. Nobody's saying turn Power Trip on. Like, so.
I don't feel like it was anything too memorable from this album. But I feel like I'm biased when it comes to Cole in general. So I don't know if I'd be the best person to speak on his music just in general. But
We got you here. We just want your opinion.
But I really appreciated Let Nas Down when I heard it. Because it was like a track that I wouldn't expect to hear from anybody, to be perfectly honest. Like the content of the song, I wouldn't expect to hear that. Especially when you on that level already where that person could actually reach out to you.
You can talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? So I fucked with the fact that he was even vulnerable enough to do some shit like that. But as far as the project goes, there's 2 things about Cole that's always bothered me. And I feel like every artist has this, but some of them get out of it quicker than others. But Cole specifically has one of these problems because he produces most of his stuff. And that's the fact that his beats is not as cold as he thinks they are. Right? So his beats, I feel like he raps way better than his beats are. But because he can produce his projects, he does. And it's like, bro, just give it all to No ID. Let him spruce these bitches up.
And so is that why I guess ultimately we came to the origin of he's similar to Nas because the beats could be better.
You see what happened when the beats got better? With Nas?
So did he.
You feel me?
So did he.
You see what happened with Hit Boy?
Goddamn right.
Gave that nigga 2 bangers back to back.
Goddamn right.
I would have never thought Nas would be the top 5 albums that I heard last year. Never in my life. 50-year-old Nas, nigga. Got his tooth fixed and everything. Nigga, I would have never thought no shit like that. But the other problem that J. Cole suffers from, and I said every artist goes through this, but sometimes they get out of it a lot quicker. Whenever you think about that artist and you got comedians who do like impersonations, they always do a certain version of an artist, right? So when people copy Drake, they always do the hand waving Drake, something like that Drake, right? When they go to Cole, it's got a wicked smile, like the way they enunciate shit weird. It's always a part in their career where they get so in they what you want to call it? In they stride of them, whether it's between their first and the second album going platinum or some shit. They do good on their first album, and they like, okay, I need to keep this shit going into the second album. And you find similarities between them, and then eventually they stop giving a fuck about the fact that they did good on their first and second albums. They try some different shit, and then after they try the different shit, they get into their bag. But these first 2 albums from Cole, he was that quintessential, if I could copy you, this is what I'm going to sound like, Cole. And I hated that Cole.
But that is what it took.
Yeah.
That's what it took.
Yeah.
You had to literally play the balancing act and go, hey, I gave them the lowest tier of what I can give them before, according to the fans. Mm-hmm. I have to give them almost what is the highest tier. And I think he kind of accomplished what he was trying to do. He sort of overshot with the amount of songs he put out. He could have put some of them songs from the deluxe actually on the actual album, removed some of them songs from the album, and it might have turned it into what could be possibly his best project if he would have done it in reverse order. However, he came out with the deluxe, label asked it of him. He had to hold him back. So have you ever had a situation where you've had to say, you know what, I'm not even going to give it all as far as the musical best that I have because I just want to introduce myself. I kind of want to give people my musical identity.
I have, just for the simple fact that, like, I've seen artists that give niggas everything on the first go round. The audience that he's giving it to receive it well too, but they don't realize with artists like that give a lot emotionally the first time around, that mean that it ain't too much to pull from moving forward. You either gotta go through more shit and pull from that, or you gotta keep regurgitating the same story over and over again. It's like what happened with Eminem.
And that tends to be maybe what happens with most artists when they go through their shit, when they dealing with the majors and actually getting signed and becoming these people from the streets. It's like it's a whole different type of relationship, Beanie Siegel style, where it's like it all gets misconstrued and fucked up. People start making mistakes. We start losing people, like we lost Snooty Wild not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of shit going on. So to jump back in, I honestly gotta say once again, like maybe 4.25. This shit is so close to his classic, it just wasn't it. What you got?
I'm biased, man. I don't know what I'd give it to be. I guess if I gotta give it something,
It's crazy.
for me, I'm gonna say like 3.8.
Okay.
I say 3.8.
We go, but not it. Not even it. So we moving. And so next album.
2014 his highest selling albums. I wanted to say it sold like almost 500,000. Like
First week?
Yeah, almost, like 4 something.
About 150,000 off, 353 copies first week.
Damn, I'm off today.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll get back on point. Apparently, and I'm not just saying that. That's the first single. Apparently, Wet Dreams, No Role Models, Love Yours, all singles coming from Forest Hills Drive. One of those albums that he kind of worked into 3 years worth of singles. Apparently really wasn't on the radio like that. I don't remember it, but Wet Dreams immediately was.
It was Grammy nominated.
I just don't, I mean, you know, Grammy nominated, but it's like, I don't remember getting in the car and turning it on. I had to see her at that time. So right, I was riding around in the truck, like, doing shit, like, I don't remember hearing it, so it is what it is.
I was tapped in, as the kids said. I was tapped in, so.
Back in 2014. But, hey, so it's a bunch of different shit going on here. The songs, just January 2018, Wet Dreams, 03 Adolescence, A Tale of Two Cities, Fire Squad, which lost his luster and time, Saint Tropez, GOMD, No Role Models, Hello, Apparently, Love Yours, and even the fucking crooning on the final track, Note to Self, was fucking hard. This shit was something of unpredictable and unexpected fucking classic. And I'm gonna give it to it right now. Fucking classic, nigga. Classic. Classic again. Nigga, classic again. One more time, nigga, cause we powering up. This shit is what artists strive to do. It is the culmination of the 2 albums prior to it, and it is what we would have expected by this point. He didn't let us down again with the second one. By the time he gets here, the Forest Hills Drive, he is perfect fucking set.
Finish him.
Man, for me, I think about this time, I think he figured it out. I think with his rollout and everything, we still was kind of questioning, like, is he gonna give us another Born Sinner? I mean, that's what I was thinking, you know what I mean? But it was like, I think he met expectation this time. I don't even think it exceeded expectation. It was like, finally, this is what we was waiting for you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we were waiting on, bro. We waited all this time for this. This is what we wanted from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like one of those moments. Like, every song on here, like, even his production, you know what I'm saying, was like better than his previous 2 albums.
You see it say it's less cold.
You know what I'm saying?
It's more other shit.
So, the songwriting, the structures of the song, the structure of the album, you know what I'm saying? The context of talking about everybody in this town and how it's a classic album, man. What are you talking about?
Go!
I feel like this joint was his, if you're reading this, it's too late. It kind of plays into what I was just talking about earlier. Niggas always have that, if they get good on their first album, they always have that first album, them trying to recreate the first album with the second one, and then getting tired of that shit on the third one, them trying some different shit, and then on the 4th and 5th, that's when they on their stride. But this one is when he finally got in his bag. And from this point forward, he been in his bag. But the same could be said about Drake. This is too late.
Whoa. Time out. Look, this is our equivalent of Drink Champs, yo. We not doing that here. This is about fucking him. This is J. Cole's fucking classic, undeniably here at the board of the Wake and Bake directors. We just are here every episode to be the Wake and Bake board of directors. Depending on who we get here, we trust a judgment to say, hey, based on who we are, this album is a classic. No matter what we said before or have seen in the past, this is it. So we gonna move forward to Yikes. Something that just people weren't expecting. I don't even think he was. It kind of was like something that only somebody's specific eyes should have saw. And they didn't just see it. We all got a chance.
So you weren't trying to phone calls with your chick, bro?
Man, fuck all that shit. Fuck all that, nigga. Don't guess the fucking album sales. It's okay. Cause whatever is sold, it don't matter in conjunction to what the project was. Because hey, at this point, if it sold 100 million or one.
Song with J. Cole going off on the versatility.
Of course not. Of course not. Nigga, what are you talking about?
That whole story is crazy. You know, I'm here.
I mean, okay. So for the people listening who just might not know, what do you know about that whole situation?
About that beat, that song?
The producer was on some bullshit.
Basically, so the producer who made the J. Cole song was on live making the beat. And the nigga who made the Bryson Tiller song was watching his live, knew what sample he used, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna use it the same exact way, except I'm gonna get it out there quicker.
And a little tweak.
He got it to Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller dropped his first, and niggas thought this dude was copying the Bryson Tiller dude, but it's actually the other way around. It's just he got in before, way before.
All right, so
Shit crazy.
I'm glad y'all learned something new, and I'm about to run through it.
This is
Go
the
ahead.
equivalent to an extended play. Like, it's like his version of a playlist. His version. This junk is like it's a couple. It's a cool moment. He just kind of sped us something real quick. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Hey, for whom the bells toll, now I was fucking with that. I was fucking with that. From the start. The whole vibe he built, I'm like, alright, I see where he's taking us. He's taking us somewhere. And then everything else. Deja Vu was cool. Neighbors was a great moment.
Deja Vu the joint when he was talking about basically
Put your finger in the sky if you want it, nigga. And put your finger in the sky if you want it. So that is what was this album. He had a leak all over the place going crazy, but even the leak couldn't bring it out of him. Even fucking Muhammad's fucking addict couldn't bring it out of him on this one. Sometimes you have to tap into a different source or go somewhere else. It's not always lean on what made you great prior. And because of that, this shit is a fucking 2.
damn, bro. Kind of pretty close to mine. I was gonna say a 2.5. So
I didn't really even count this as an album. I didn't think this was an album, to be perfectly honest.
wow.
It's just like the rollout for it. It didn't seem like it just wasn't an album to me. Like for me personally, I didn't count it.
It's an album, and you hear on the Wake and Bake podcast, and they want to know, what do you think? Is this a classic or no? You don't have to even rank it as a number.
I don't think it's a classic.
You go. So, I think that was the last one. Is there any more that we supposed to do? Okay. Was KOD, is it older though?
2018.
No, nigga, we can't do that shit. So tune in sooner than later, and we'll be able to do KOD here on the Wake and Bake podcast. Maybe, yeah, a look, 7 years. Give us 7 years. We'll be back, and we'll go ahead and knock that shit out for y'all, man. This is what y'all come here for. Y'all came here in the future, from the past, or the present. Who the fuck knows? I'm high. How are you? My name is J Focuz.
I am your auntie's confidant.
Soji, okay, Soji got it.
And this is
The Wake and Bake podcast.